Wrapping up the week, Kevin Kietzman, his show Uncanceled, coming up at 10 o'clock. You know, Kevin had a chance to go to the Chiefs game tomorrow. I think, your wife won tickets at the holiday party, but you said, I've got too much football to watch tomorrow. I'm not going.
I am going, I think.
Oh,
now,
you are going?
I think. I've had this cold all week, and I told her if I'm feeling better by the end of the week, I'll go, but I'm afraid if I go, it'll get worse, and I'll have trouble on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've been there.
Yeah,
you don't
that's true.
You get out in the cold, and your throat starts to scratch, and then maybe Monday you're in trouble, so I don't want any part of that, but She's got me convinced that it's the right thing to do. They said high of 40 tomorrow, sunny.
That's pretty good.
Not much wind. I'll give it a go.
Here's the good thing, too. You're probably only going to miss Penn State SMU.
Right.
You should be home for Texas Clemson.
I have an iPhone and an app on it. I can watch the game
You could
in the
watch
stands.
the game.
This is not a problem.
No,
I mean,
it's
I
not.
may be old, but I ain't stupid. I know how to watch football games on my phone. This is easy.
And let's be honest. I mean, I know this team's 13-1, but the game on your phone might be more entertaining than the game that you're at.
Oh, really? What do you think? It's going to be a blowout?
With Penn State?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm saying
the Chiefs.
No. I'm just saying, how many times can I watch a 17 to 15 game where they're kicking field goals every time in the red zone and, no one's scoring a touchdown?
I had it reversed. I thought you said the Chiefs game might not be interesting. The college game may be more interesting.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying the college game could be more entertaining than the NFL game.
I see.
Do you agree with that or no?
The Chiefs have been really entertaining all year.
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of entertaining.
I hope you're right. Here's what I'd love to do. I'd love for people to boo me as I walk out at the end of the third quarter because the Chiefs are up 35-3. Let's go, because I'm out of there. If it's 38 degrees, I'm out of there, and I'm headed to meet some friends somewhere to watch the college. And the other pro game tomorrow, the Steelers play the Ravens. You kidding me?
Yeah, it is a good game.
Unbelievable. They're saying this could be the best football day ever.
Yeah.
Because the two NFL games are vitally important, okay, in the playoffs and whatnot. And then the college football playoff is on, so let's go.
You into the playoff?
I have no idea why they're playing up against the NFL. They should have played last weekend.
Yeah, well, they had to. I think they want to protect Army-Navy,
They do,
right?
but they can do that. They can play around that. They could play one on Friday night. They could play Army-Navy in the middle or play Army-Navy at noon and then have 3 games afterwards.
Or how about this? 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
Whatever. Friday's not a great day for TV, but maybe you could do that. I just don't understand. The NFL doesn't care anymore. They'll go up against anybody.
They don't care. They're going against the NBA on Christmas.
They said forever, we'll never play on a Wednesday. We'll play on Christmas Day, but never if it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Well, they're playing on a Wednesday. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't
They'll
care.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. The NFL's ruthless. And that's awesome. They're the king, man. College football's playoff has to get away from the NFL. Somehow, some way, they can't do this.
At the very least, can you not do a championship game on a Monday night anymore?
Right.
I mean,
know.
my gosh. It's going to be MLK Day, like 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Right.
And it's like, if you want to do MLK Day, that's not a bad idea. Everyone's off, or a lot of people are off. Put it on at 3 in the afternoon. Right?
Well,
4
except
o'clock.
Trump's going to suck all the oxygen out of that
that's
day.
true. That's true. That's true.
Trump's
It's
going to be
inauguration
walking
day.
down the road
Yeah.
with his wife or whatever.
So whatever, 5 in the afternoon, something.
It's crazy because everything competes now. It's hard. The spaces are full.
I know. What do you do? I mean, even Saturday in January, you're going to have divisional round playoff games in the NFL. So there's really nowhere to put yourself if you're college football.
Last weekend was a poor sports weekend.
That's true.
If I was a college football playoff, I'd start it right there. I'd give the first round teams that played this week off.
Yep.
Or maybe stagger them and play a Friday night game, a Friday night game, and then maybe a Monday night game or something. I don't know. Figure it out. But give those teams a break that had to play the extra round. If they won, give them a little time off before they go play the other team. I don't think that's a horrible idea. It's going to happen again next weekend, right? Because the NFL plays on Saturday, but it's not as many. You won't have 3 games on Saturday, will you?
College?
Yeah.
No, because you're going to have playoff games happening on New Year's Day.
Yeah, there you go.
So you're going to have a little bit of time off there. It's going to be,
See?
But you got South Bend, Indiana. I see it's snowing there tonight for Indiana Notre Dame. So it's just going to be cool. I don't know if these games are going to be close. None of the spreads are all that tight. Right. But it will be fun to watch, at least for a year.
I've heard some people say that Tennessee might have bought 30,000 tickets on the road. So I don't think they have, all the money from the ticket sales goes to all the schools in America. It's not for the home team.
Oh.
So it's really not a home game. It's just in their stadium. They're the host stadium. So I guess access for visiting fans is pretty good. Now, I don't know how many SMU fans are going to travel.
Yeah.
Or it's not that big of a school. But Tennessee fans going to Columbus, Ohio, I could see that in a heartbeat. I've heard 30,000 maybe, so it may not be a regular home game for Ohio State.
That's going to be weird to look at the horseshoe and half the place is filled with the other team.
If it's true.
Yes.
It's true. We've just seen that. Nobody really knows who's buying. They say, we think we know who's buying the tickets, but that's the standalone game. That's Saturday night after the NFL's done. That should be the highest rated game of the weekend.
It should be. Yeah, you're right. Prime time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, we joke about Mark's sports betting
Why?
trials and tribulations. Do you? I know I dabble, not like Mark. Do you sports bet? As big of a sports fan as you are,
I do.
You do?
Yeah, football's my thing. But
Okay.
I play around in the summer. We go to the pool sometimes on Sundays, and I'll put $20 on the Royals that day because it's on at the. There's a TV kind of at the pool, and we want to go check it, get out of the water, get in the shade, and see if I like betting on baseball. Like, does Bobby Witt get over under 1.5 total bases in a game? That was free money all summer. It took forever.
Mark's shaking his head in there.
It did. It took Vegas forever to catch up on that. The LA Chargers have been big money this year.
Betting against the Chiefs, right? I mean, they covered a spread last week.
I haven't done that.
Yeah.
I don't really bet against the Chiefs, so that hasn't gone so well. Thanks for bringing it up.
Okay, so Bobby Witt over under a base and a half was free money
total
all
bases,
summer.
but they don't count walks as total bases
anymore.
They
don't.
Which is driving me crazy. I need to tell. I thought I was going to tell Dayton on his way out. We need to work on this. Can you call Vegas and tell them to add the walks to total bases on the actual gambling part of this thing?
Now, Dayton Moore, of course, was here this morning. You guys had a great conversation after the fact. You covered him for, 15 years, right? So what was that like all those years?
He's just such a fine man. He's everything you would want in a human being. He's always thinking of others. He's really dedicated his life to helping others. And he was so different in Major League Baseball because he treated it more like a college coach at times. Like, we're getting these young people. We want to mentor him. I know one of the things he really loved doing was taking kids from the island countries, the Latin America, and bringing them here, teaching them the language, and becoming maybe a father figure to them about the ways of being a big league ball player, or at least an accomplished minor league ball player, to learn how to be an adult. It's always been a passion. He does that with his charity and the things that he does. He's always like taking young men and mentoring them and teaching them to be productive citizens, even if they're not great baseball players, and that's a calling, man.
And he's got kind of the best of both worlds, where this is still his home in Kansas City.
Yeah.
You get a 1-hour flight to Dallas, and you're working for your old pal, a guy that, he hired in Chris Young, right?
That's crazy. Did you know Chris Young played basketball at Allen Fieldhouse?
Did he really? I mean, he's 6'9" or whatever, right? Who did he play for?
Harvard? Which
yes.
Ivy League school was it?
He was at one of the Ivies. You're right.
Dartmouth?
Princeton. I think it was
Princeton.
Yes.
Princeton. Chris Young played, I believe he played at Allen Fieldhouse against Kansas, and then he pitched for the Royals, and now he's general manager of the Rangers.
He's turned into a heck of a career.
Smartest guy in the room. That's easy to say, right?
That is easy
and
to
pitched
say.
some big innings in that 2015 Game 1.
Sure
yes.
did, yeah.
Yeah, Princeton. He's a Princeton guy. Highland Park High School down there in Texas to Princeton. Now he's running the Rangers, and Dayton's there as a special advisor. But he's right. I mean, we talked a little bit about it to start the conversation. Baseball is so jacked up right now.
It is.
It is broken.
I loved your conversation about Whoopi on The View a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I just want to go on The View and look Whoopi in the eye and say, Elon Musk can't run for president because he's African American. And I want to see a reaction.
Yes.
He can't run, Whoopi. He's African American, and that disqualifies him.
Yes.
And she would be like, I mean, it would just. She might pass out.
She might have a cow. That would be
famously
tough.
born in South Africa. So the richest man in the world is African American.
There you go. Oh man, that's going to break a lot of people down.
They hate that.
They will.
The leftists hate it when you point that out. They hate that.
$500 billion net worth. It's crazy, man. Hey, have a great Christmas and a great show,
buddy.
man.
Thank you.
There
Thanks
you
for
go.
having me. Appreciate it.
You bet. Kevin Kietzman, Uncanceled, coming up next on 95.7 FM.